All right, so I guess I'm just supposed to sit down here, legs crossed, palms up, and clear my mind. No thoughts. Stop thinking. Just focus on the breath. All right, this is actually pretty easy. I honestly don't understand why people find meditation so difficult. Wait, am I thinking? Okay, that's right. Focus on the breath. In and out. I can get used to this. It's kind of peaceful, kind of calm. Just focus on I'm thinking again. Shit, this is hard. Meditation has gone mainstream. It's no longer just reserved for mystics and hipsters who wash their beard only once a year. It's made its way into every corner of our society, from the military to the classroom to the boardroom.
Simply doing nothing.
Studies have shown that meditation can improve focus, sleep, heart health, reduce your blood pressure, decrease stress, anxiety,
and even make you nicer. My wife has encouraged me to try that.
Yeah.
A 2012 study found just 8% of Americans have tried meditation at least once. Compare that to 52% who have tried smoking weed. And while the latter is mind-altering in its own way, for most Americans, finding weed can be much more difficult than sitting still for 10 minutes. So the big question we have to ask, knowing what most of us do about meditation, why aren't more people not only trying it, but keeping it up consistently? To answer that question, we could look at my own life. If there's anyone that fits the description of someone who would meditate, it's me. I'm a self-help nerd. I've done it in the past. I know it's good for me, but I simply haven't kept up the habit. The reason why is a little bit complicated, but if I'm being honest with myself, I simply haven't made it a priority. But I'd wonder what would happen if I focused on meditating for 30 days. Not only that, how about an hour every single day for 30 days? Would the benefits be strong enough for me to want to stick through with it for the long run? Let's find out. Oh, and by the way, I'm not doing this challenge alone. Natalie is joining me in committing to doing 10 minutes of meditation a day. Why did you decide to join me on this 30-day meditation challenge?
Because I like sharing things with you, and I thought it would be a beneficial way to bring more well-being practices into my everyday life. And I hope to try something new.
Instead of doing it all in one big chunk, I've decided to split up my meditations, at least for the beginning, into one 30-minute meditation in the morning and a 30-minute one at night. Even that was tough. So I just finished my first meditation, and it was brutal. I was fidgeting a lot, I was adjusting myself, I was stuck in thought, I was trying to solve all these problems of things that I have to do later today. I was thinking about recording this video afterwards, some of the things that I might say in the video, just overthinking everything and not just sitting still in the present moment. So it felt a lot like a failure, although the fact that I sat down is a good first step. Things didn't start out so well for Nat either. This is a reoccurring character in my videos called Life, and it has been known to punch people in the face. On day one, Nat came down with a really bad migraine and was unable to get out of bed and unable to meditate. Are you still feeling sick?
Yeah, I am.
But Nat did get back on her feet, or at least the cushion, for day two. The methods of meditation we'll be using over the next 30 days will vary, but they all have their root in a practice called mindfulness. We'll be using Sam Harris's Waking Up app as our guide.
Mindfulness isn't so much a technique of meditation as it is a quality of the mind itself. It is simply undistracted attention. It's the ability to notice the sights and sounds and sensations, and even thoughts, that are arising in consciousness in each moment, in a way that isn't cluttered or even mediated by concepts.
This isn't just about relaxing. It's not even about stopping yourself from thinking. That might be impossible, unless you're Natalie.
Hey!
It's observing everything that arises, seeing the inner workings of your mind, and noticing the patterns we fall into.
You're seeing how crazy you are. And that actually has a real value. A systematic collision with the asshole in your head has a real value, because when the asshole offers you up a shitty suggestion in the rest of your life, which is basically its job, like, oh yeah, you should eat the 17th cookie or say the thing that's going to ruin the next 48 hours of your marriage or whatever, you're better able to resist it.
Day 4 for Nat.
I like the course because it's actually like stretching. I feel like this sounds douchey, but it feels like it's stretching my mind.
Day 5, that's 5 hours of meditating so far. Just wasting my days away.
I was going to say, imagine all the
productivity.
videos you could have done in 5 hours.
It was apparent from the very beginning that having a course, an app, something to follow along with is helpful for even understanding why you're doing this to begin with, and having something to guide you along the way as you think you're doing it completely wrong. There are tons of popular apps for meditation. I'm using Sam Harris's. You might find similar success with Headspace, 10% Happier, or another app of your choice. After a few days, I started to get more comfortable, more settled into meditation. I also started to realize how truly difficult it is to stay in the present moment, how often I get swept up in my own thoughts, and how difficult it is to not judge myself for it when I catch myself. I also realized that doing 2 30-minute stints in and of itself was also pretty ambitious, and it would be much more productive if I split it out and spread it across my day from 5 to 10 to 15-minute meditations. It wasn't until day 11 that I started to see some of the benefits slip into the rest of my day. I wrote in my journal one night. I can feel more productive, more locked into conversation with Natalie, more aware of every word she says, and she says a lot. My focus has grown even when it comes to listening to audiobooks. I can feel my mind start to drift, and I will be able to catch myself much quicker and bring myself back to the audiobook. I'm realizing that my attention has always been scattered, and it has less to do with the messages around me and more to do with the messages I'm creating in my own mind. I'm sitting here writing this after a short 6-minute meditation. I'm staring out at the palm trees. A cool breeze is hitting me. A car whose muffler seems to be broken rattles past. I can taste my whiskey in a way that I rarely do. I can hold on to these things longer and yet still let them go. So there are 2 things that I really liked about Sam Harris's guided meditation. One is that oftentimes throughout the meditation, he'll give pause and say, the moment you find yourself lost in thought, bring yourself either back to your breath, catch that thought that you were having, listen to the sounds that are appearing. And it was a great reminder to be present, to be aware, because every time he did mention that, I happened to be lost in thought. And the other thing that he does is, for the final 60 seconds, he'll often say, in the final minute of this meditation, just begin again. If you found yourself lost in thought throughout this session, for the final 60 seconds, start again, focus on the breath. And it made me feel as even if the past 15 minutes were a complete wash or it felt like a waste, if I ended the meditation with 60 seconds where I was really mindful, where I was aware of my surroundings and I was present, I felt as if it wasn't a complete waste, and I felt better about meditating in general. Living in Los Angeles, there are no shortage of distractions, so I wondered if getting away for a few days on a miniature retreat would help expedite the process. So it's halfway through the month and I'm packing my bags for the desert, for quiet and solitude. And my friends, that's how you pack as a minimalist. Shit. I forgot about my film gear. It's really quiet here. Like, eerily quiet. I feel like I'm making a lot of progress, but I wanted to come up here to experience solitude, experience quiet, and meditate in an environment that was almost free of distractions. I have a fly flying around here, so there are some distractions. This fly was definitely testing me on this meditation. That kind of broke my process quite a bit. I felt like it was the Karate Kid or Kill Bill or something.
Man who catch fly with chopstick.
I feel like no matter what, no matter where you are, there are going to be potential distractions. There's always something that will potentially come into your awareness. And really, I guess the whole idea of meditation is just to be aware of those things and to observe consciousness. I didn't get it. Stop judging me. All right, man, this is great. I'm like day 18 right now. I'm already starting to think about ways that I can implement this into my life past the 30 days. I don't think it's gonna be an hour, but I do wanna find a way to bring meditation into my life. The benefits to me are pretty clear at this point. You know what, the one thing I'll say is that during the day, the quietness, the solitude is really peaceful, but at night, the quiet turns to terror. It's really creepy out here. Like, we're truly in the middle of nowhere. Oh my God, somebody's here. I don't know who that is. What is this? Who is this? Oh, hey.
Hi.
It was Natalie and my sister. They wanted to join me for a couple days.
I always thought as meditation as like just a really pure way to relax. It's kind of hard work. I'm not sure I love it. Decision made, I don't like it.
After a couple more days at the cabin and just as many hours of meditation, I felt recharged and ready to get back to reality. But before we left, I had one job to finish.
I see it.
I can't believe you only brought a backpack. Oh, wait, no.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I think I reached enlightenment on this trip.
I was born enlightened, bitch.
And as we got back and the final days of the month went by, we wrapped up our meditation challenge. The big question you might have is, did Natalie eventually come around to and experience the same benefits that I did?
No, I get really bored. I like it once in a while, not every single day. So I like it as a time to get, like as a way to get time out and to relax when I've been really, really busy and chaotic, and just to take a breather.
Well, thank you so much for doing that with me.
And as for myself, I feel pretty good. I feel, I think, I feel more mindful. I feel more present. I feel like it's something that I definitely want to bring into my life on a daily basis. Definitely not for 1 hour. There were some negative effects of going this hard in the beginning. It's kind of like running a marathon before you've ever done a 5K. My time wasn't that productive. Although I didn't injure myself physically, I did find myself mentally fatigued. And I do believe that the difference between 0 and 10 minutes of meditating every day is a far greater difference than 10 minutes to 60. So I'm gonna lower this down. I'm gonna go 10 minutes every morning for the next 30 days and see how that feels. The process of letting go of stuff physically in our life, the things in our life, can be relatively easy. Letting go of things that happened in our past, negative relationships, negative thoughts, is something that takes a lot more work and a lot more practice. And I found that meditation is really one of the greatest ways to do that.